How important is it that your team knows that you care about them? Well, you're going to answer, it's pretty important. And how good a job are you doing to make sure they feel that? Well, if you're lacking a few tools or you're not sure, in this video we're going to share with you the number one way that you can show your team that you care. Let me tell you a short story. It's about someone I know quite well, in fact, my wife, Erin. Before Erin ran her own physio business, she worked in somebody else's. And she worked there for about 7 or 8 years. And while she was there, she worked extremely hard and she did very well. In fact, she was consistently the highest billing physio. She had the best retention rate of customers and she was always the most booked. And after 7 or 8 years of working extremely hard for this business, she decided to leave. And there's a variety of reasons why she decided to leave, but the number one reason, or the reason that made it an easy decision, was because that she felt that her hard work was not appreciated. Oh, now imagine being those business owners. You've got this, employee, star employee who's bringing great revenue, customers love her, and then all of a sudden she decides to leave. And because you, as a business owner, didn't do a great job of helping them feel appreciated. Again, there are many reasons why people leave businesses, but you never want good employees to leave because they feel like their work is not appreciated. So how do you show appreciation to your team? Well, there are many ways, but the one that I think is by far the best, and it's also the cheapest, and it's the quickest, probably, is a one-on-one. And what I mean by one-on-one? One-on-one is when you sit down with that person, you ask them some things that help you to understand what's important to them, how they're doing, how they're feeling, how you can help them out. And this becomes a critical tool not only for ways to help people feel valued, but when things are not going well. If you've built this relationship and this rapport or this communication between you and your people, then it becomes very easy when there are difficult things to discuss. I should say easier when there are difficult things to discuss because that trust has already been built. So what sort of things might you ask? Right? If you sat down with someone, we're recording this at the beginning of 2020, if you sat down with someone, you might say, what would you like to achieve this year? What are some of the goals that you've got in your role? How would you like to grow? Is there any professional development that you're interested in? Do you want to progress through the company? Is there any roles that you've got your eye on? What are some things that, if were to change, would make your job easier or make your job more fun? You can even, once you've built some trust, start to ask, how are you getting on with your peers? Are you got good support? You got good relationships here? All things like that can help you to understand what's going on for that person, which can obviously help you to help them to succeed and perform better in their role, but it also shows that person that you care about them. So as you ask these questions, of course, you've got to be genuine and authentically do want to know the answers to them, i.e. you do care. So putting that time in, it can be 5 or 10 minute conversation, and if you do that, 3 times a year or monthly or whatever feels right to you, then you'll be amazed at how that will impact on your people. And as I said, this will become very handy when there are other things, more performance-based things or relationship or friction or things that are going on in the business that are impacting how it's operating. It becomes a lot easier to have those conversations when you start off on the right foot. Now, one-on-one is not a replacement for formal performance appraisals. It's not a replacement for formal disciplinary actions, but they are a critical tool. I think they are one that is massively underutilized in business, and it should just be a free and easy conversation. That'll come more easily to some of you than to others, but if it's more difficult, it's a skill set you should work on. It's hard when you're a business owner and you've got all these things going on. You've got the stress of keeping customers happy, you've got operational issues, you've got finance issues, you've got marketing and sales. There's a lot of things to think about. So sometimes when the team appears to be running well, it's easy to set and forget, like they're okay, let's just leave them alone. It's a big mistake. Investing time with your team can make all the other areas of the business run that much easier because the people stress comes down and the team starts working better as a team, right? They put more into the business because you put more into them. Anyway, have a think about that. Maybe this is the year to invest more in your one-on-ones with your team. See what happens.